Hi, this is Todd from Furnace Creek Coin Rings here in Robesonia, Pennsylvania. Today I am going to do, a mini series. I'm going to have several parts of my version of making a coin ring. I use a lot of different tools. I use Jason's Works. I use Neil's. I even use my own. So I'm going to demonstrate on a Harbor freight press. That's a tongue twister for me for whatever reason it may be. Because I know starting out, a lot of people will buy this press, and it's a good press for what you need to do. I had to get my old one out, dust it off a little bit so I could do this video. So anyways, one of the things with this press is we're fighting for space in between your plates and this brace, this top brace. Even if you would take this top brace, or I should say this middle brace off, the rod is still pretty long, and it's still, it don't go up any farther than this plate. But you can gain 5/16 of an inch by simply taking off these two bolts and this guide bracket. I don't see or find any structural, because this is pretty strong. This brace is strong enough, and I don't see any reason to even have it on, just for the simple fact that it'll guide your ram. But the ram is guided by another bracket on the top above there. So I mean, it's as simple as either not putting it on when you buy your press, or take it off. Now, if you're worried about that ram being guided, I mean, it doesn't move any more now that I took this off compared to when it was on. But you do gain that much from the bottom of that bolt, and that plate is about 5/16 of an inch. And when you're using some of the tools, that's a lot. So I took that off, and if you want, you can go get a longer bolt, and if you take your push rod out and then slide this on the top, and you can screw this down from the top into the threaded area if you still feel better with that plate on. But you can just move it and get it out of your way. Unless you drop that bottom bracket, which most of the tools will fit in there. So for today's demonstration, I'm going to use a folding cone. This is the one that I made. It's just a folding cone. I call it the super cone. But the difference is that I put a hole into the top instead of using this contraption that I made up a while ago. It worked. It fit on the bottom. I drilled some holes in. I drilled some holes into the press, the ram, to hold this on, and it worked. But no matter what, now this is taking up a lot of room, depending on the thickness of this plate here. You know, you're taking up this, you know, this much room here. So I figured, well, I'm going to incorporate this with this, because you're getting the same result. That bottom of that ram is still only touching a certain amount of surface area. Now the good thing about this is that you're still getting surface area on the side, which helps stabilize this piece here. So therefore I figured, well, it would help stabilize the cone also, and it does. I tried to mill this out that it just slides over the top of that. Actually, my goal is to just make it a little smaller, that you just push it up there, and once it's there, you really don't have to worry about it unless you want to take it off. But anyways, so for today's demonstration, I'm going to use a 1890 Morgan silver dollar, which I already had punched the hole and sanded the hole. That's very important no matter whose tool you are using. When you're using Delrin or any kind of plastics in your process, because is what's going to happen, that edge, if you don't have that sanded smoothly, is going to dig into your cone, into your wall straighteners. So you want that cut side as smooth as you can get it. So I'm going to fold this. And like I said, I use a lot of people's tools. Everybody that I ran into on the Facebook page, any of these guys that make these tools are good quality tools. So you're not going to short yourself by buying one versus the other. I mean, they're all real good quality made tools. So now that I don't have that bracket here, I have a little more room. So we'll just sit that in there like so. And I'll press. The thing that I notice going back to this press compared to, and the other thing, I got too many thoughts in my head. Back to the original thought, is you can feel the coin work harden. With the larger press, you don't feel it as much, obviously, because it's a bigger press. And but I sort of like that I can feel it. That way I know when to stop and re-anneal. That way I don't, especially with these Morgans, because they're not 100% silver, you want to feel that, because you don't want to screw up the ring. So now my other thought, as I was putting this in here, that's the other thing I miss on the other press, is the knob. But anyways, so you can see that was tilted. Now when I go to start pressing, you can see that it's going to pull that cone straight. So it's very important that you are on a 90-degree angle from your plates to that rod to get a nice fold. That's very important. So as it pulls it over, you can see it pulls it over. And it basically self-straightens. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. So it self-straightens. So now it's starting to get hard. So I'm going to stop, release the pressure, re-anneal. But you see, if I wouldn't have had that cut edge, smooth, it would have stuck right to that cone. So let me get this done. I usually go about 12 seconds. I mean, my annealing and quenching, I go about 12 seconds. Just count to myself in my own little world, happy thoughts. So anyways, I wonder if I can get a real good shot right here. Now, let's see how that works out. So we're just about bottomed out here. And we are. So it left the coin inside the die. Nicely folded. So, to recap, I took the guide bracket off, 5/16 worth of room. I combined this and this to get this. And as you see, it worked out fine. The other thing, oh boy, the other thing is that use your plates on the bottom here. Spread them out. Because you can see that just comes through just a hair. So is what'll happen, that'll bottom out on this plate, and then you'll have problems. So either split the plates out or use a stand. That was very important. I almost forgot it. So, again, this is Todd from Furnace Creek Coin Rings here in Robesonia, Pennsylvania. If you like the video, I think down that way there's a like button. Subscribe to my channel. I might have maybe 15 people now, which is a lot for me because I do this just for fun. My wife says I just do it to hear myself talk, but now not only can I hear myself talk, I can see myself talk. So that's even better yet. So, have a good evening. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. There'll be a link in the comment section for my folding cone. And please remember to get your pet spayed or neutered. Help control the pet population. Because if you don't, I'll probably be at adopting them all. So have a good evening, and thank you very much.